being a parent, one of my worst fears happened today. Picked up JB from school, and he runs up to me, and I'm thinking, oh my God, he hurt himself. And I could hear the teacher saying, I need to go speak to JB's mom real quick. I'm thinking, oh my God, something happened. Even worse, she pulls me to her side, and she's like, we're having problems with JB. And I'm like, what? She's like, well, we were thinking that maybe it's because, you know, you guys are getting married. You got married, and, you know, things may be, you know, changing in your household. But he's not listening. He doesn't listen to any of the teachers. She said she must have called his name like 50 times today. I'm like, welcome to my world. Not only that, but he's been disruptive and all this other shit. Y'all, my heart sank. I don't want my child to be deemed as a bad, clowning child at school. So I was upset. I tried not to show it. When we got home, I questioned him. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? So I'm like, no more surprises. He loves surprises. No more surprises. No more ice cream. No more candy. No more new toys until you straighten up your act. So let me woosah. He know I'm upset. He knew I was upset before I even said anything. So let me woosah. Breathe and not take anything out on this child, because I don't want to do like what my parents would do, is still being mad at you 4 or 5 days later. I already scolded him. I'm pretty sure my husband's going to scold him like tomorrow. So now I need to be pleasant, but stern. Hey, you guys, I'm in my kitchen doing some, I call it pantry cooking. It's whenever I just use what's in my pantry to cook. So I had a roasted chicken here that had been boiling down. Look, honey, it boiled down to nothing. I put carrots in it, celery, an onion with the peel on. That gives you a nice amber. See how dark my stock is? So I'm going to manage to get about 4 meals out of one chicken. How so, Vivian? Let me tell you how. So with that chicken, I had already shredded up the chicken breast for wraps for my husband and I this morning. I should say today for lunch. We had, let me show you what this is, because I can't really talk right now. Flatbread wraps with hummus, lettuce, tomatoes, whatever vegetables I had. And so I made wraps, okay? Chicken wraps. JB. Then I took the other half of the chicken breast, shredded that up, put some barbecue sauce, some other sauces, and that's going to be for his lunch for tomorrow. Don't mess with that. Put that down. Put that down. Excuse me, y'all. Then the leftover chicken that was in there, I shredded that up. That's going to be for my chicken tortilla soup for today and tomorrow. Then, portion of this broth is going to be left over for lentil stew or lentil soup that I'm making for tomorrow. All right? So let me show you what goes in my, let me turn this down some. What goes in, yes, thank you, JB. Y'all, this child. So I keep certain things on hand all the time to make something real quick. Just a couple of things, at least 5 things I keep on hand. Canned beans, canned tomatoes, pasta, I know, which is not good for you. Couscous, I always keep. And rice, whether it be wild rice. I keep all types of rice on hand all the time, okay? But tonight, I feel like eating some chicken tortilla soup. So I have here garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, chili powder. I always keep some of these packages. This is taco seasoning. I believe this is green chilies. I'm going to use 2 types of beans. We have black beans and chili beans, which is basically kidney beans in a chili sauce though. Stewed tomatoes. We have corn here, lemon, cilantro, red onion. This is my chicken tortilla soup boiling away. Now you guys, authentic chicken tortilla soup doesn't have any of this. I've had it a few times before. It's literally just a tomato-based soup. Good morning, you guys. I'm on my way. It is really early. Typically I drop off JB between 7:30 and 8, but I have a meeting at 7, so I need to drop him off now. It is almost 6:30. Make sure I have the cereal. Well, you're not gonna go to school all day today, okay? I have a lot to do. I'm gonna have him to go to school for 4 hours. I have a lot to do today. A lot of videos to record. I need to clean. I got behind in my spring cleaning, so I need to deep clean my stove and the dishwasher and kind of straighten up the back closets. Okay, I just dropped off Jabby. He's acting kind of funny. So I wanted to ask another teacher how he's been, but there's no other teachers there. All right, y'all have to excuse my look. I have a horrible cold sore right here in the inner lip. It's been there for like 4 or 5 days, and so I'm walking over here to Walgreens to get me some hydrogen peroxide. I need some vinegar to help clean my stove, and I just like to clean with vinegar. Are they open? Child, they're not even open. Girl, it's 6 something, y'all. Oh my God. Why did I think they were open? Oh, okay, so that sucks. Okay, 20 minutes down and done with this meeting. Look, you guys, I was fumbling and fumbling and fumbling with my words. Typically, I am on point. Excuse me, in this meeting, I had to basically introduce myself to the other admins. What the hell is going on with my eyeball? And let them know exactly what I do. But I need to really pray about this. I can tell that I'm still struggling with the fact that I'm no longer in that role that I wanted to be when I first got hired, and I'm doing something that I feel like career-wise is a step back for me. So I'm really struggling with that, and just upset that I'm back to doing training coordination. I used to do this shit 10 years ago. Granted, I'm making 20K more, but I'm not making as much as some of them are making. But I need to get over that. I have a job. I'm able to work from home. I have good benefits. I get bonuses. So I need to pray about it and let go of that anger so that I could be blessed. Because I honestly feel like because I'm so resentful of this, that I'm not at my full potential of blessings. Does that make sense? So I need to change my attitude about this. All right, you guys. Sorry. What the hell? Let me get this camera together. An hour has already gone by, and I still haven't gone to the store. I'm going to the store, like I said, to get a couple of things. I also need to get a chicken. Why is my battery so low? Anyway, I contacted my girlfriend. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. What is this? I contacted my girlfriend, who's also the... What am I trying to say? The coordinator for the AZ Hair Expo. Okay. And I'm like, look, heifer, how much you gonna charge me? Because I'm honest, you guys. I know she's gonna be running around that day. She's always running around at these hair expos. I could have easily just sold the oil and not tell her in my workshop, and she would have never found out. But I'm a very honest and forthright person, and I don't want to do anything that's shady. So I sent her a quick message. I'm like, hey, how much would you charge me to sell my hair oil in my workshop? She's like, well, I need some samples. I'm like, B, what? You need some samples? She said, yeah, I need some samples. I said, well, I don't have any sample bottles. I carry my oil, you guys, in 2-ounce and 4-ounce bottles. Samples are typically 1 ounce and smaller. So she's like, okay, I'm going to do some research. I'll hit you up. So she's a go-getter. I have to give it to her. This girl be running around doing everything. She also sells her own product, a leave-in, which is seriously one of the best leave-ins I have ever used. It's a leave-in spray. Anyway, I'm not sure if she still sells it anymore, because she's always doing a lot of stuff. I need her to sit down somewhere.
What happened? I would never know.
Don't worry about it. Oh, where are you guys going?
Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Stone Mountain, Georgia. What the hell is there? What's there to do?
Oh, it's just a suburb of Atlanta.
You know, Georgia is really pretty. I've seen some pictures of just some plantation areas, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful state.
Man, I used to live in Savannah, Georgia, okay? Okay?
That's why I said that.
All right? There was nothing beautiful about it. Yes, he was always coming over, sloshed to the nines.
Drunk?
Like, oh, my God. So, this dude is always, first of all, he's always the first one to get there. And then by the time it's time for the evening dinner, He's coming around with a wine glass in his hand. He is so drunk. His eyes are already clogged, and I cannot help but laugh so loud.
Okay, so is this person invited to the wedding? That's all I want to know.
Absolutely not.
Great. Look, you guys, it's the afternoon, but I just got back from the gym. After talking to my best friend, my bestie, Miss Love, and she basically was like, I haven't done cardio in a month. I'm like, what? Yeah, y'all, I'm so proud of her. There are certain people, look, the camera's all messed up. There are certain people who just work out just to work out. It's a lifestyle, and that's who she is. She was always athletic since I've known her for 17 years. She's been athletic in high school, so it's just part of her DNA. With both of her children, she gained a massive amount of weight, like 100 pounds. And she's managed to get all the weight off and get muscle definition. So she told me today, I'm going to go in my closet to figure out what I'm going to wear. We're going to go out to eat. And like 2 more weeks, girl. She called me and was like, yeah, I have to get my dress taken in some more. Her wedding dress. I'm like, what? She's lost that much weight just from strength training alone. She said she's gotten to a point to where once she gets back to working out, doing cardio, she doesn't need to do 30 minutes, excuse me. She said the physical therapist was like, personal trainer was like, all you need to do is 20 minutes maybe and continue your strength training if you want to do that. When she told me that, I'm like, okay, I can't be showing up at your wedding as the matron of honor 30 pounds overweight. That is not a good look. So I was like, let me go ahead and go to the gym. I'm getting to the point to where I'm going to the gym every day and I'm resting one day on Sunday, on the Lord's Day. But y'all, real quick, update on JB and his school. Went to his school, spoke to the director, one of the directors, and it was basically like, I understand his teacher, because I've had time to think about it, you guys. I've had time to think about it, speak to a couple of people, and they're like, you need to speak to the director and speak to another teacher, because they have about 4 teachers in this room. They're like, speak to another teacher to see if anyone else has said anything, because I'm a little blindsided by this, right? So I'm like, okay. And even my best friend, she was like, but he's 4 years old. Of course he's not going to be listening all the time, so you need to get down, you need to get to the bottom of this, right? So I pulled the director aside. I'm like, look, I understand one of the teachers told me that JB's not listening, and I'm kind of side-eyeing this teacher because this is my first of hearing this, and he hasn't had any issues at all ever before. And she's like, okay. I said, well, he's 4 years old, and he just turned 4. If his behavior is excessive, absolutely, but I took it as he's not listening to you guys and he's just being disruptive and he's just being a bad kid. And she's like, no, it's not like that. I said, yeah, because I got onto him, and when he started doing stuff and he's not listening, I'm like onto him, you need to listen, to the point to where he started crying. I don't want my child to feel like I'm punishing him when he's just going through a developmental phase. Okay, so I was like, yeah, I need to, I said, I'm going to go speak to another teacher in the room and see if anyone else has had problems. Sure enough, I pulled aside another woman, and I was like, I understand that JB hasn't been listening. And she kind of looked puzzled, and I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? She looked puzzled, and she had to think about it. The fact that you have to think about whether or not he's having an issue, typically teachers know who their quote-unquote troublemakers are. And I say that quote-unquote because I think up to a certain age, like I would say 5 or 6, I don't think there's such thing as troublemakers. Unless they have some imbalance issue or personality issues, I don't think at this young age there are really troublemakers. Children are children. So anyway, this particular teacher was like, no. She's like, he hasn't been having any issues. She's like, now one thing he does do, if we are going to go as a class, we're going to go do puzzle, or together we're going to do something, JB's going to go over and maybe read a book. She said, but me personally, I give him an option. Do you want to do this with us, with this group? I guess they break out into groups. Do you want to do this with us, or do you want to be in this group? And she makes him decide. She's like, I don't have any issues. And so I kind of whispered to her, I like, well, the other teacher, Mrs. You know who, had some issues with him. She's like, well, she kind of rolled her eyes. I'm like, you freaking. When she rolled her eyes, I'm thinking, okay, it's just you. She kind of rolled her eyes and said, well, she's complaining because he's not following her exact instructions in order. I'm like, he's 4 years old. If he was 7 and 8, I get it. But I say he's 4 years old. One, he just turned 4. He doesn't come here consistently. JB only goes to school 2 to 3 times a week. He's not like the other kids who are there nearly every day and they're used to the structure. And that's another thing. I don't think that, of course, kids need some type of structure as far as routine. But I am not for young children having structured traditional school. One of the reasons why I was considering homeschooling. I just don't. I think that kind of puts a damper on their creativity. Absolutely, they need to follow rules. Absolutely, they need to be respectful. But to expect a 4-year-old to be quiet, I mean, that's another thing that she said. He was like making a lot of noises. And the teacher, I said, is he making a lot of noises? She's like, they're all making noises. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. So, sorry, y'all. So, anyway, I was like, whatever. So, the other teacher, the one who came to me and was complaining about JB, I'm going to tell you this because my husband's a little upset. He wants me to talk to the director about this. She came up to me, ran up to me with her phone. She's like, I have to show you this picture. And she's an older white woman, you guys. I would guess since she's tan, she could be anywhere between 50 to 90 years old. I don't know. So she's like, I have to show you this cute picture. So she shows me a picture of JB and a little boy sitting at the playground. She's like, he's so dark. Referring to JB. She said, and this one, his other friend, he's so pale and they're always with each other. They're the best as a friend. And I'm like, oh, that's cute. So I told my husband that and he was like, no. He said, that is so inappropriate. He said, she's ignorant as hell. You need to go complain to me. I don't think she meant it to, I don't think she meant it. I don't think she had ill intentions, but why would you have to bring up skin color and they're the best as a friend? And I don't think that she knows that that's inappropriate to say. And so I'm like, I'm going to let it go. If she say some stupid shit a second time, I'm going to say something. So my husband's like, did you say something to her? I'm like, okay. There's a bunch of kids there. I'm not going to say anything when there's a bunch of kids standing around. If it was her and I, hell yeah, I would have checked her leathery ass. But right now, I'm going to give you a pass. Woo! You scared me. Did you eat your ice cream? I fixed some. Yeah, I felt so bad for getting that. Now, I wasn't being mean to him, but we gave him a talking.
I need more ice cream.
You don't need more ice cream? I gave this child a big bowl of Bluebell. No, baby. He literally had a cup and a half of Bluebell. You can have the rest of your shake.
I need more ice cream.
No, baby. Mommy's food. Mommy has to go get her food. So, yes, you guys. Poor thing. You've been good at school, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad.
Hold on. You supposed to take the picture. Say bye to the people. You gave them a pump. Say bye, baby. Bye, you guys.